Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Reasonably Effective podcast. I'm Tim Types, as I was draw my uncommon fossil.
Hello, I'm glad to be talking Pokemon TCG.
Yep, and today we're talking about, we're doing a tier list here, and we are ranking all of the Pokemon search trainers in standard. Um, these are a mixture of trainer types, mostly items and supporters here. We're just ranking them on how good they are. Some of them perform pretty different roles. The way I actually did this is I went to Limitless. I searched all the cards that are in obviously standard, that are trainers, and they contain the text Pokemon and search. And then there's also a few cards that either search for Pokemon tools, which isn't what we want, like Treasure Tracker. And then there's also cards that accelerate energy. There's also Amulet of Hope, which showed up, which isn't Pokemon Search either. But yeah, use the cards we have. But Uncommon Fossil, you said there's a few cards that, because you proposed this idea probably not that long before we started recording, and you said there's a few types of cards that aren't on this list.
Right, because I think I had said just cards that look trainers that look for Pokemon. So it obviously doesn't include energies. There is energies that search for Pokemon, but we're not doing that with this list.
Sorry,
Um,
quick question. Is that just telepathic psychic energy? Uh,
I think so in standard now. I don't think there's an A spec that does that, and I can't think of anything else.
okay. Yep.
And then there are cards like Bug Catching Set that look at so many cards and then you choose, but you don't get to search the whole deck. So I was thinking those would be included, but they're not. That's fine. There are cards that get you Pokemon from the discard as well. So I was wondering about those, like Night Stretcher and other things there is another category. And then there's a third type of trainer that we're not having, which is Strange Timepiece, which gets you actually Pokemon from your board, right, into hand. So it is another way to get Pokemon, a very unusual one. So it is a strange card, as its name
Yeah.
says.
There are also related to that. There's like Scoop Up Cyclone, which is less strange. There were
That's
more
true.
cards like that, but they are gone. But yeah, definitely some cards there that I'd say specifically Night Stretcher actually. I don't know if you'd agree with this, like how much you agree with this, but it can function as kind of like a Pokemon search card, in the late game specifically, and I've been playing it more in that role, which I think is kind of cool, but also, um, it's not a Pokemon search card. I mean, it doesn't say search, it doesn't search your deck, but it is a cool card and very, very good card.
Right. I mean, it goes to your hand, and it lets you target cards. And like you said, you can discard cards. We will have, certain like a card like Ultra Ball we'll be talking about, like that, for instance. You discard like a Pokemon early, knowing that you can recover it later. And that's often the best way to get a card late game is with Night Stretcher. But yeah, not what we're doing here for this list. But there are other ways besides this, but there are a lot of cards. I think there's 27 trainers that search for Pokemon. I think if my count was right, we have 10 supporters, two stadiums, and then 15 items that do that. I don't think there's any tools that search for Pokemon right now.
Yeah. And I want to start with, I guess you mentioned this card just now. You mentioned Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball is one of the best cards like this in the game. Uh, Sometimes this term is referred to as Ball Search. Ball Search is generally, I mean, I would say it's items that search for Pokemon is what I mean when I say Ball Search. Because there are a lot of cards there, like something Ball, like Ultra Ball. There are a few others on this list. Ultra Ball is definitely the best of those types
Well,
of
better than
cards.
Pokeball.
I mean, it is the classic. We'll get to that, I guess. But yeah, Ultra Ball is discard two cards in your hand and search for any Pokemon. You're mentioning discards, which is like a downside. It's not
Yeah.
exclusively a downside, but it's mostly a downside. And it gets any Pokemon, which is obviously very good. It is, yeah, I mean, it's a good card. I definitely think it is in the, you know, one of the better ones. But where exactly would you rank this? And there's a few others that are also very good that I think we need to kind of talk about exactly where those rank. I don't know how much we'll rank things within tiers for like some of the worst ones, but this is definitely one of the better
Right.
ones.
This is one of the better ones because it lets you get any type of card. There's no restriction on it, which makes it very very rare. So it's probably S tier. I mean, it's at least A tier, obviously, and I would think it's S tier, right? And items are better than supporters generally when they do the same thing as well. So it's an item. It lets you get any Pokemon. That makes it super awesome. I think it's S tier.
Yeah, I also think it's S tier. It's very good. Then we got the I assume we're kind of on the same wavelength. This I didn't say this, but there's like three cards that are the best Pokemon search, like the best item Pokemon search. I would say the best
Okay.
Pokemon search. I'll just say them now. They're by the way Poffin and Pokepad. Would you agree with that?
Um, I think so. I mean, I haven't thought through them in detail, but yes, I think so. There's one that we'll get to that's very good as well. But yeah, for
Yeah, I
general
think
search,
yeah,
those are yes, they're the next two cards, or they might even be better. Right, that's the
yeah.
question. So which one do you want to talk about? Pokepad or
Bit of a
Buddy Buddy
Poffin.
Poffin?
I guess I'll just read both of them, and then
Yeah,
we'll kind of talk about them. And they're kind of on a spectrum as well. Ultra Ball gets, as you're saying, any Pokemon. Pokepad gets any Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box reveal it and put into your hand. So that's just going to, get anything like
yeah,
that, which are a lot of the Pokemon in the game, because it gets previous evolutions to EX as well, despite the many being obviously very EX focused. And then
right,
obviously support Pokemon stuff. And then Buddy Buddy Poffin, it only gets Pokemon 7 HP or less that are basics, reveals them, or it doesn't reveal them, I guess. They go straight into your bench there. Going straight into your bench is a bit of a downside for, like, you can't thin your deck with it as well, but that
right.
doesn't matter too much. But this gets, like, anything that Pokepad, or anything that Buddy Buddy Poffin could get, Pokepad could get.
Right.
Obviously, Buddy Buddy Poffin gets two cards, right? And, all these cards are good, but how do you rank these cards?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to put Pokepad is better than Buddy Buddy Poffin. Now, part of it is lately I've been playing Arcaludon EX, not the
Yeah.
best deck around, but a fun, but a reasonable deck, I think. But like it's basic Pokemon, uh, Duraludon, you can't get it with Buddy Buddy Poffin. So Buddy Buddy Poffin doesn't get you all the basic non-rule box Pokemon anyway. So I think yes, it's two, but I think just for the flexibility both of of the evolutions plus the higher HP, I think Pokepad is significantly better card to me right now.
Yeah, it's better. Wait, so you play Pokepad in Arcaludon?
Um, yes, I do.
Okay, what's it
I believe.
search
Oh,
other than Duraludon?
actually, maybe I don't. I just Duraludon. Well, no, it ends as well, and Zoroark
Oh, okay,
as
okay.
well. So which also why I'm playing Buddy Buddy Poffin as well, and
Oh, okay.
so its setup is very inconsistent, unfortunately. But so I'm seeing the pluses and minuses of all the different things.
Yeah, okay, okay. But yeah, I also think that Pokepad is a little better than Buddy Buddy Poffin. I would say, between the three of these, that I do think Pokepad is the best.
Okay.
I've been playing a lot of, my main deck by far has been Dragapult Frostlass, which, despite it not being like kind of weird, it plays, very similarly, or it's Dragapult, right? And it also has Frostlass. So if you played
Yeah.
either of those types of decks, then you kind of know what it plays like. And yeah, I mean, just having Pokepad, having a lot of flexibility is really good. And with Ultra
Yeah.
Ball, I run four Butterway Puff, and I run four Pokepad, I run four Ultra Ball, and I also run four Night Stretch in that deck. I've covered that deck a decent chunk of my channel. Gonna make probably a full breakdown of that deck at some point, but um, it's like Pokepad is probably the best feeling of them. Butterway Puff getting two cards is really nice, but it also really falls off as the game goes on. Moving into, I mean, pretty much whenever you're set up, Buddy Way Poffin feels a lot worse than Pokepad, I'd say. Obviously, kind
Yeah.
of depends on what cards you're looking for. There are some decks where Buddy Way Poffin is kind of just better than Pokepad, but say more so it's going to be the other way around. And I think you're looking at cards. It's a good idea to look at cards at kind of their floor. Um, and I feel like Pokepad has the highest floor there. Buddy Way Poffin, again, can be kind of underwhelming. You can't necessarily get what you want or whatever. So yeah, I'd say Pokepad is the best card on this list here, and then
Okay.
I'd say Ultra Ball probably. I do like versatility. Ultra Ball and Byway Puffin are the most different of the three, on opposite sides there, but yeah, I'd
Yeah.
put Ultra Ball at two.
Yeah, I would agree. Buddy Buddy Poffin's really good, like you said, early game. And if we still had like Arvin, we're playing four Arvins in decks, Buddy Buddy Poffin probably would be a little better because that it helps you get it or your first turn more often than not. So now we're more limited, like with like with Lilies is like say like one of the big supporters. You miss the you can miss the Buddy Baby Poffin more often I think than the past. So yeah, I agree. Pokepad, Ultra Ball, Buddy Buddy Poffin. Are they all S tier, do you think?
Yeah, I think they're all S tier. They're probably the three best cards. I think I know what card you're talking about is potentially being on the same caliber, but being kind of different. But we'll get to that later. But some of
Yeah,
the stuff that you said was really interesting about Buddy Bay Poffin was that getting a turn one is really important. And we don't have Ivan, we do have like Team Rocket's Petrol, but that's definitely
right.
worse. But I want to talk about Precious Trolley now, the A spec that fills your bench
Mhm.
or can fill your bench with basics, and want to hear
Right.
your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so Precious Trolley, obviously it's an A spec, so that skews it, right? As being an A spec, then it kind of hurts it, right? You can only play one of, and you don't get to play another A spec, which is a big deal. But yeah, filling your bench with basic Pokemon, very, very good. Obviously you want to get that early typically. Yeah, it is very good. I haven't, I don't play it a ton, but certainly have played it. It is very good. Obviously, it's not S tier. I don't think there's any other S tier cards, which I think you probably suspect too. But it's not. I don't think it's an A tier. I would probably think it's a B tier card. It's very good at what it does. It's also limited for decks. A lot of times it's big basic decks or certain things to set up, but you need to have good supporters. If you're doing it to get evolutions lines, you need to have the supporters so you can reliably hit it turn one, and that's not always easy.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't like this card. Right? If like,
Okay.
it's a card. I will be completely honest. The card that I just never seem to hit when I need it. I like always hit it either like turn three after I'm set up, or I'm not set. It doesn't, at turn three it's not super good. Or I hit
Yeah.
it turn one. It's like, wow, that's awesome. But then like somehow I'm like already set up, so then it doesn't like do anything. That's just like a nest ball or like whatever, which is
Okay.
something. But for an ace spec, it's not very good. And then yeah, so I don't really like this card, especially as an ace spec. Like, no, I mean, especially with unfair stamp being so good, and even stuff like prime catcher being like feeling good most of the game. Precious Trolley doesn't, and I feel like you don't really need to fill your bench. You sometimes want to leave some room. You look at decks with like Air Zero Underdepths, it can be kind of cool
Yeah.
there, and you're saying like big basic box decks and those kind of some overlap. I don't think those decks are super good either. I've sometimes called them get hit for weakness box. Which is like somehow whenever I play with or against those decks, it always gets hit for weakness, which is like it shouldn't, right? That's not how that should work, but it seems to always
No.
happen. But anyways, the so you want to put it B,
And I
um,
guess you want to put it C. It's not below C tier, right?
yeah, I'm okay. I'll listen to you on this one. I know I'm pretty biased.
I mean, it's not the worst of the A specs though. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, it's probably the second best on this list, not in general.
Well, I don't know. It might be I don't know. I think it might be the second worst, but that's
Do
what the
okay.
slider one. But yeah, let's put it at C tier for right now. Well, yeah, I'm not sure where it's going to fall,
That's true. There's a
honestly.
lot of weird cards in this list.
So
Yeah.
it gets into the thing. It is niche in what it goes in as well. And like I said, we have the Team Rocket's petrol that'll get you an item turn one. Uh, which is when you need it.
Turn one
But
going
usually,
second, not turn one going first, because which
right,
matters because you get Badooed and then not be able to use it.
right. No, no, correct. But if you go second, but also I don't know, you're not usually playing for Team Rocket's petrol in deck. At least I haven't been
Some
outside of it.
do.
Team Rocket decks. So I mean, if you want to hit your card like that, you kind of have to. But then once the game gets on, you're not happy with Team Rocket's petrol, right?
Yeah,
Usually. So let's make. I think it's like high C, low B is kind of where I'm thinking it's gonna fall.
that's fair. That's fair. So well, I'll pop it. I'll leave it in C for now. I guess I don't. I really like the card.
Okay.
But where do you want to go
Well,
next?
let's talk about Master Ball because that's
Okay,
another
okay.
A spec. I think it's a really bad card though.
It's not very
Um,
good. Yeah,
I haven't played it. I guess it got played in Lugia, right? A
yeah.
little bit. But even then, it's the one A spec that's been reprinted from before. Search for any Pokemon, but because we have Ultra Ball in format, yes, you have to discard two like with Ultra Ball, but it's just much better, right? Having Ultra Ball over Master Ball, so It's just like, why would it just doesn't give enough value to want it? Pretty much any of there's so many other A specs that give value to you. So to me, it's not an F tier, but I think it's a D tier card.
Yeah, it's pretty. I've played it. I know I've played it. Um, it doesn't really last in decks when I play it. Like it's definitely one of the weakest ace spec options, but at the same time, like, Ultra Ball's good, right? And it is better than Ultra Ball, ignoring the fact that it's an
Yeah,
ace spec. And if you're like, oh, I want Ultra Ball, especially without Nest Ball, um, it could be good. Obviously, like you kind of look at Trolley and you're like, well, that probably fills that role a bit better in those types of decks. But if there's a deck you want, like, for some reason you're searching a bunch of evolution rulebox Pokemon, then you might want this. Or I guess stage two rulebox. I'm looking at the other ace specs. Stage two rulebox is
yeah,
guess Grand Tree also searches. Anyway, so like it's the space where it's good is narrow and it's not that good, but it is like I'd say a little underrated. Like, what it actually does objectively is okay. Is it the best day
yeah.
spec? Essentially never. So you could put an F tier for that reason, but I do agree that the D tier.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, your argument that Ultra Ball is one of the best cards in the game, and it's a better version of Ultra Ball, is a reason to move it up. But you know, because we have Ultra Ball, we don't need to use Master Ball for our A spec. So
Yeah.
that hurts it.
Also related to that aspect, you look at like Prime Catcher, Unfair Stamp, even like Secret Box. These are probably like better versions of supporters, like good supporters. So
Right.
if you're looking at a spec, you're looking at it to be at the level of a supporter, which we actually have seen supporters that just search for Pokemon. They're, as far as I'm aware, not good. I don't know. I'm trying to think. When I think of them, they're pretty bad. But anyway, so let's pop this in D tier. Um,
Yep.
Maybe we should move Precious Trolley up. I'll be honest. Put here one tier next to Master Ball probably isn't quite right. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyways, then we have. I guess let's just go through the ace specs. We'll talk about Hyper Roma next. Hyper Roma is kind of cool. Um, it searches for 3 stage 1s, reveal and put into your hand.
Yep.
This saw play in. Yeah, it saw play in Gardevoir. I don't think it was super good. Apparently, it sees play in a handful of different decks, but like not that much play. Definitely, I
No.
would say this card is not very good. I mean, it's kind of niche, and unlike Precious Trolley, it doesn't help you like I mean, it helps you in like the middle point of setting up, kind of, which is very specific, and it helps you like a lot. But it really helps. Like, why do you need 3 stage 1s, right? What deck
Right.
needs a bunch of stage 1s? Even like you're talking about Caledon, Zoroark, and in that
Right.
deck, it's wait, what aspect do you play? Probably like Unfair Stampers, like Prime Catcher or something, right?
Yeah. I think Unfair Stamp because
Yeah.
that one has a supporter that is for that deck essentially, which we'll get to, that does the same thing essentially with
Oh,
that deck.
yeah, yeah. It is a supporter, which isn't an item, but yeah, it's pretty good. And so ultimately, yeah, I'd say Hyperoma is probably, honestly, I'd also say DT. Um, in the right situation, it can be cool, but even then, I feel like it's a little gimmicky, kind of like Precious Trolley, except you don't want it turn 1, you want it like turn 2, which is
Right.
even more specific in like a bad way.
Yeah, unless you want to push up Precious Trolley to B tier and make this C tier.
I have pushed. I pushed it up to B tier, but I do think it is on a similar level as Master Ball.
Okay, I'm gonna put it at the top of D tier because I think
Yeah,
it's a little bit better, right?
yeah, its highs are definitely higher.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then we got the last ace spec. This one's definitely the weirdest of the ace specs. Of course, it's got a lot of text, but it's Grand Tree. Not gonna read the whole thing, but you get to search for a basic that can evolve. You search for in a stage 1 for it, and then you can also search for stage 2 for that as well.
yeah,
So it's fast evolution, and it's also fast evolution to a stage 2. It does search. It is a stadium, so it can be used by both people. It obviously is your ace spec. It's a weird card. Definitely, I'd say I feel like this is definitely um, I'd say it's the best
Mhm.
of the ace specs. I'd say it's above Trolley, um, allowing you to, or so of these four, right? Not all the ace specs.
Yeah,
It's definitely a cool card, allowing you to do honestly some pretty well. One thing it does let you do is it's searchable off of something like Team Rocket's Petrol, and it's not an item, which is really nice for item lock. I've been gotten by this card
Mm.
a few times. I turn 1 Badoo, and my opponent or sorry, they like Meowth for Colvis for Grand Tree and just like obliterate me. Um, so that's it's like pretty good. It's not amazing. I'd say it's just pretty good though.
Yeah, I mean it's very niche for the decks it goes in, right? It's a very fun card. I think it gets a boost because it's a lot of fun, right?
Yeah,
It's not the normal cards. So you want to put it at the top of B tier then?
that's what I do. Yeah, I think it's essentially very explosive, but just like there are times when it's just kind of meh. And also it does help your opponent out. Like it helps most
Right.
decks if you're running like any evolutions. It's good. Like it'll
Right.
help you. Not that you want to play it, but you can get value from it, which is a downside because it helps your opponent pretty consistently.
Yeah, no, right. I mean, evolving EX decks are the main decks now. So yeah, it helps your opponent, and they don't have to burn their A spec to get the benefits. But it's fun. Yeah, but definitely not. It's not close to being A tier either.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's the top of B tier, which is close to A tier.
yeah, but I mean, if you told me you wanted an A tier, I'd laugh at you though. Honestly.
Yeah, no, it's like good. It's there are times when it feels like absurd, but there are times when it's
Yeah.
kind of nothing as well. I say kind of like honestly like a lot of these aspects, except for Master Ball. Master Ball does never feels absurd, but feels okay, I guess theoretically, but like not actually. Anyways,
Yeah.
let's talk about the other stadiums, which I think you said there was two, and there's definitely not two. There's three here.
Oh,
Uh,
there's three. Yeah, miscounted.
maybe you missed the aspect. Anyways, I want to talk about Lumio City though. Lumio City is a card I've not played. In some ways, it's a replacement to Artizone, but in most ways, it's not because it's not very good. But you search
Yeah.
for it's a stadium. You can search for a basic, put it onto your bench, but then you end your turn there. I've considered this in like control. I haven't played control. I haven't seen any control decks really. I mean, you see like Crustle as a stall deck. That's the
Right.
closest thing, and yeah, I mean, Lumio City, or I guess you could also see some like Mikidori Frost stuff. Could be running some like trapping elements or whatever. But anyways, Lumio City is interesting here. In a slower deck. Um, I guess I haven't played with this card. I don't think I haven't really seen people play it. It's theoretically a little interesting in my opinion, but I don't think it really has a home. I mean, I guess objectively, it's not a very good card, is it?
No, I mean, Artisan obviously was a very good stadium that got you a basic Pokemon, a non-rule box. This could be a rule box Pokemon, right? So that's good, but it ends your turn, so that's just not good, right? I mean, if there was like a slow deck that it would kind of want to go in like a slow big basic deck, but big basic decks aren't slow decks, right?
Yeah.
Because you're giving up multi prizes, you need to be taking prizes every turn. So. Um, yeah, unless you really had a big basic deck that you want to go first to set up, but it's not good. It's probably the worst of the cards we've gotten so far, I would say.
Yeah, maybe. I will also mention slow decks mostly are Badoo decks as well, which you really do want to attack there. So yeah, I'm fine putting it.
Yeah.
I'd put it in. I personally wouldn't put it in F tier. Like I think I'd put it above. Or, I mean, I'd put it below Master Ball in here.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, I haven't played it. I don't know if I've seen it, but I can see, I can imagine somebody that might want to play it at some point. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, it's definitely a card that's been a little intriguing, though not very good. Honestly, because I kind of want to play Colossus Tenacity with Telepathic Psych Energy, and there aren't very good stadiums. But anyways,
Yeah,
speaking of good stadiums, Spike in the Gym is definitely good. Searching, it's a stadium. Once on your turn, you can search for a Marnie's Pokemon to be able to put into your hand.
yeah,
Obviously, within Marnie's, right? Marnie's Grimstone EX plays it. It's a
yes.
good stadium, and that's all there's to say about it.
Yeah, yeah, it gets tricky because Marty's not a bad deck. So, but also like, so how good is how much do we take the deck it goes with? But it's like it's a one deck card. So is it what is it? B tier,
Yeah, I was
C
thinking B.
tier?
I could even see it being like 8. I mean, it's a really good card. Oh, actually, no. I mean, it only searches the one line though as well. Like the Marty's deck plays other Pokemon. So yeah, I'd say B tier. I don't know where I'd put it compared to the other cards in B tier. If you want to put it at the bottom, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Yeah. Now let's put it in the middle. Let's put it above Precious Trolley
Okay.
since you don't like that. How about that?
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Um, and yeah. So ultimately, pretty straightforward there. Another card that's um or hard to rank, but straightforward card. Another card that's
Yeah.
kind of like that, which is also very good, is Fighting Gong here. Fighting Gong is an item. It searches for either a basic fighting Pokemon or basic fighting energy reveal it put into your hand, or there it is. And yeah, I mean this card is
Mhm.
very good. Fighting is
Yeah.
one of the best types in Standard, and I'd say Fighting Gong isn't. I don't know if it's the main reason, but it is certainly one of the very big reasons why fighting is good.
Yeah, I mean, you can work with a fighting attacking deck like Mega Lucario EX, but also if you're just using the Lunatone Solrock engine in a deck too, that's not even a fighting deck per se, but they can get away with the fighting energy and stuff. It's good in that too. So it gets you a basic fighting Pokemon, but the fact that it also gets you a fighting energy is a big plus for it. Because the Lunatone Solrock engine, for instance, or just the energy to attack. So I think this is a very good card. I mean, I honestly I think it's A tier is what I'd say.
Yeah, I think it's A tier. We've seen cards like this in the past. They're always super good. Honestly, power level wise, it's probably S tier. But it is specific to a handful of decks. So definitely A tier, I think.
Yeah, I mean this card it's close to Buddy Buddy Poffin level, I would say, but I think yeah, it doesn't quite get there because it's type specific.
Yeah. Um, then we have, I guess, looking at it, we have Canary up next, which is also type specific. Canary's a card. A friend who plays Iono, and I like Lightning theoretically. Lightning's pretty bad though. So you discard another card, and then from your hand, and then you search for up to 4 Lightning Pokemon, reveal and put into your hand. This is kind of cool. I mean, it's obviously not very good. We've seen cards like this in the past that like search for 3, and then don't discard. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's so bad. Lightning is like real bad. What are your thoughts on this card?
Yeah, I mean, searching for four is very good. It's basics and or evolutions, whatever you want. So if there was like a good lightning evolution deck, that's where it would really shine, like if it was search for four dragon Pokemon, right? So with Dragapult, you'd love this card, right? Because you're getting your pre your you can get your Drakelokes too, your engine going and stuff, but it's hurt because lightning's not good. Um, so I guess it gets downgraded by that, but it potentially it's a very good card too, right? So it's weird, right? I mean we don't have anything at C tier yet, so at the moment, so I'm thinking it goes in C tier.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I definitely think it's cool. Like when you, and also I will mention with the Dragon Ball example you gave, there was Lance, which saw, I don't know how much play that see in Dragon Ball. I don't think it saw.
Oh, might not. Yeah.
I don't remember. I didn't play it, but I don't really like Pokemon Search supporters that much. I kind of like them, but they've become pretty popular now. I don't like them as much. Yeah, seen play in Dragon Ball. I could have sworn this card also saw play in Reggie Draco. Maybe not. Maybe it was just Dragon Ball. Yeah, it definitely saw some play. And with Lightning, there is Electric, and there's also um there is Ionis Kilowatt. Those two together make an engine, which is cool. They are not super well. They're an engine to draw cards, but then Electric's also your energy or engine to accelerate energies. So it's really janky. But anyways, yeah, definitely kind of cool. I do want to mess with that. Actually, I'll just say if anyone has any ideas, leave them in the comment section. I want to get some cool lightning decks, but yeah, definitely not the best conditions it's working in.
Yeah, yeah. So this is the type of thing that as the meta, the decks that cards that it can work with, it could move up. So
Yep. Then we got, I guess let's talk Cyrano. You
Ooh.
alluded to this card earlier. Search over 3 EXs on a supporter. I have not
Right.
played this card that much. I played it a little. I know it's been pretty popular post rotation, and I think we're going to kind of come into the stretch of like Pokemon Search supporters. But yeah, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, Pokemon supporters that search for Pokemon are bigger now than they've been in a while. Partly because Badoo, which as you mentioned, shuts down your item search for Pokemon, but also with the loss of Nest Ball, we limited to what we can get. So this can get you evolutions and or basics of EX. Because obviously evolutions evolve from non-EXs, doesn't help you there, but it's useful in a lot of decks. I'm seeing mostly it's been played in Ends Zoroark decks, which makes sense there because you want to get a bunch of those into play because that's your engine. So it's a solid card, is what I'd say. I don't. It's not a great card, but it's somewhere in the B or C range. I gotta say, I would think.
Yeah, I definitely say B tier. I definitely think it's better than Canary. I mean, again,
Yeah.
Canary is more so held back by the stuff around it rather than itself. In some ways, in a like a vacuum, Canary would be better.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'd say this is probably B tier. I'd honestly put it above the other cards in B tier.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, I
That's
said I haven't played it too much though, but
Yeah, I think top
yeah,
of B tier because it's more universal, right? It's EX, but I think it's going to get used more than Grand Tree. I would think, right? There's more decks that can take advantage of it.
yeah. And I was gonna say it kind of falls off as the game goes on, some, but like not completely. And I mean, it can act as Precious Trolley. It can act as Hyper Aroma. And also the other cards in here also are only usually good for like a turn or two. So, yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like Cyrano above those. It feels pretty fair. Then we got let's talk Brock Scouting. Brock Scouting is a supporter. I played some. Definitely my favorite of the Pokemon Search supporters. Is it the best? I don't know, but it's the one I play the most. You search for either a base or sorry, two basics or an evolution villain put into your hand. This is it allows you to um get two basics, which is nice. They can be EXs, they can be non-EXs, and then obviously
Yeah.
or an evolution. So it's pretty good Pokemon search. It gets well, technically it can't get any Pokemon, but in standard it can get any Pokemon, or it can get
Mhm.
like two, right? So it's kind of like
Yeah.
the upside of all the item Pokemon search cards, except it's not a supporter, but it has like the upsides of all of them, which is fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it gets you basics or evolutions. In late game, more of the evolutions it leans towards. Although if you need to get Pheasantipity into play, it gets you that too, plus potentially something else. So I'm not. This might be the best of the Pokemon of the supporters to talk about. I don't think it is, but we'll get to that debate. But it's a very good card, right? So it's. I don't. Does it make it to A tier though? That I guess that's the question I have, or
I
is it a
think
B
it's
tier
I think
card?
I think it's a B. I'd put it just right above Cyrano there. Yeah.
Okay.
Then what's the supporter you think is better? Then I want to hear that one.
All right. So let's see. Where's the? Just looking for the tab to call it up here. I think Dawn's very good,
Okay,
partly
okay.
because of the decks I've been playing. So,
Like our
which
Caledon.
get exactly for the stage two, but obviously like the Dragapult's good. Look, so Dawn gets you a basic, a stage one, a stage two. There's a lot of good stage two decks out around, which is good because stage two things weren't around so for a while. So basically in the V era, right? Because you had the V Maxes, the V Stars. So they were all essentially stage one. So stage two decks were at a disadvantage at that point, and they were single prize decks at that point too. So that wasn't good for them. But just really good flexibility. Um, gets you one of each, which usually a supporter that gets you three Pokemon, I think it starts to be enough value, right? Because what I don't like with Brox is it gets you two, and I feel like that's not quite enough of a boost over an item, right? Because there's a lot of items that get you one, so I can just play two items usually and get it. But I can't play enough items to get these three cards, right? Especially these three cards, which probably would involve an Ultra Ball as well as discarding. So for decks that can use it, which is a good number, you really get a lot of value out of it when you play because you usually need to kind of, if you're a stage deck, you need to keep moving up all your evolution lines as the game progresses.
Yeah, yeah. I think it can be nice. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this. I mean, when you play a card like this, that's more specific. You need, especially one that's more committal, right? When you look at the more specific cards, a lot of them are. Um, and this is three different, somewhat specific things. Um, it's you need to like a lot of them are like items or stadiums, which I'd say is about as committal as an item. If you're running a ton, then it is more, but you're probably not. And then this the beginning of basic, that's good. I'd say always getting a stage one, fine. Like in a stage one deck, like there are some decks that are stage one decks that I've seen play Dawn. I've seen decks that don't play stage twos play Dawn.
Hmm.
I think that's bad.
Yeah,
Do you
I've
agree?
done that some.
Okay.
I've done it, so no, it's a good thing.
Uh-huh. I feel like I don't know. Then I'd like Brox more, but it does get you two cards.
Yeah.
So I haven't tried it. I'm not gonna lie. But and then if you're a so in that situation, you just get two cards, which is like kind of meh. And then if you're a stage two deck, then you do get three cards. But how good is the stage one, or how good is the stage two in that situation? Sometimes the stage one is good, like with Dragapult, but then like and the stage two is I guess also good, but you're not getting that many stage twos. It's not that hard to find your Dragapult usually. And then in the deck we're running a bunch of stage twos. Then how good is your stage one, right? It can be used with Force Vitality and like get your whole line, which is like kind of cool, but it's like presumably you're already gonna have part of the line in your hands, and so then you don't need all that. Like you don't get the full value there. I don't know. I feel like my favorite thing is in like a stage two deck with a Noctowl. It's kind of
Mhm.
cool, but I don't know. I just don't really love it. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't think it's a bad supporter, but I don't think it's as good as Brock's because I mean, you just set up. It gets you a basic Dawn here, and it gets you evolutions. It gets you, it does as you're saying, it gets you three cards, but um,
Yeah. I mean, it works with some good decks, right? Dragapult uses it.
is it?
It's being, yeah, at least it can. It can. I see it being used in Ogerpon, Meganium. But then the deck that really shines with it, which is a good deck, is Alakazam to Dunsparce, right? That
Oh, that's true. I
really,
forgot about that deck.
and because I see that all the time. I've been playing, decks that don't like that matchup, and I feel like that's what I see half the time. But because you need because you're using the Dunsparce, so you need the basic, you need the stage one, you need the Alakazams constantly. So it's like in that deck particularly, it's a super awesome card. So I think it's close to Brock Scouting though. Would you agree? And then it's a debate about which is better.
Yeah, I would agree. I've been kind of bashing it, but I think it's okay.
So I'll give. So why don't we put it right behind Brock Scouting? So I'll let you keep Brock Scouting above it, but it's definitely better than like Cyrano, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think Cyrano is good. Cyrano and Dawn are pretty different. Like in terms of the
Yeah.
decks they're seeing play, and they're very different.
Yes.
So it's kind of interesting there. Cyrano is more setup-y. Dawn's more like, especially in something like Alakazam, I guess it's good at pretty much all points of the game. There are times when it's a little less good. Alakazam is a pretty unique deck, right? In terms of like you just
Yeah.
want cards at some point, and it gets you a bunch of cards as well. But then we have Hilda. So I'm just like looking at Alakazam here, and Alakazam plays or Hilda with enriching energy. It's kind of weird, but um, anyway, so Hilda searches for an evolution and an energy. It can be a special energy. It doesn't have to, but it's good because it can get you a special energy. That's like a big part of what makes it good. Um,
Right.
then yeah, the best special energy is telepathic psych energy in standard, um, which is like good. The other ones are kind of meh. Energy energy I guess can be good, but that's kind of sketchy. I was like, why is this deck not playing telepathic psychic energy? And I realized this is a pre-rotation list here. But
Okay.
anyways, so yeah, definitely a kind of cool card, but also I'd say it's a little specific. And also it only gives you one Pokemon and it's an evolution. So like turn one, how much does it actually help? It doesn't help
Yeah.
much. And then later on, it's like okay. I definitely say it's weaker than the three supporters we have so far, or the three in a row there. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it lets you search for a special energy, and that's really the value, right? But if we were talking energy search cards, this would be up really high. But yeah, it's only one Pokemon. It's only an evolution. Honestly, if they made it just one Pokemon, I think it still might. I think it would be. I don't think it'd be overpowered if you could get a basic or an evolution even with it. So, um, yeah, it's worse than this bunch of supporters that we have at the B tier. So, I guess it's C or D tier, right? I
I
mean,
mean, I'd probably put it in B tier, honestly. Like, I think
you
it's
think it's
decent.
B tier?
I've been playing. I mean, I like Colossus Tenacity. I like playing special energies and doing
Yeah,
cool stuff with them. Again, it's so. I mean, getting. I think is this the first? It's not the first card, but it's one of the first ones we've seen that doesn't search basics. And getting basics is. I mean, like if you can get a basic, you can kind of get into the game. Um,
yeah.
there are definitely times. I mean, you start with a basic, but if you can search any basic, you can get into the game. In my experience, so. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely feel like this card can be underwhelming. Can be. Maybe it should be CT. I don't know.
I mean, yeah. I mean, in terms of Pokemon search, it's really bad, right? A supporter that only gets you one evolution Pokemon is terrible, right? But it's. I mean, if it's B tier, it's really low B tier, right? I'd put it top of C tier myself.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. And then Yeah. So where do you want to go next? There technically are some other supports that search for Pokemon, but like they're definitely less universal or worse. Uh,
Yeah. So you want to hit some of the items then?
Sure. Yeah, let's go through the rest of the items here. There's some goofy ones here. There's some pretty good ones. Let's talk about, I guess I always lump these two together. They're Mega Signal and Terra Orb. I don't play these cards, I'm not gonna lie. But you know, the Terra Orb searches for a Terra, reveals it puts it into your hand. Mega Signal
Yeah.
searches for a Mega, reveals it puts it into your hand. I don't know how much play either of these have been seeing. I think like some Terra Orb can be really nice, especially because you need a Terra to start with Noctowl, but Noctowl's kind of meh
Right.
right now. And then Mega Signal is kind of cool overall. The Megas, I mean, Mega King is a good card, but overall, I'd say they're like they're fine, you know. Um, yeah, they're probably in B tier. No, maybe they're not B
I'm not sure. Right. See, I would. I mean, Terra Orb's been around a lot longer, right? So to me, I feel like it's a lot better, but maybe it's just the bias that I've seen it used more. Um, but Mega Signal's more is. I would say it's more limited, but maybe it isn't. I don't know. I mean, the fact that we have Ultra Ball around means like I can work. I don't need these cards, right? You play four Ultra Ball, and
Yeah,
therefore it covers it, right? Um,
kinda. I
I
feel
think
like, I mean, you know, there are decks that ran for Ultra Ball for an S Ball. You look at something like Raging Bolt, or I guess like you know you could play you play a Terra Orb. Raging Bolt, I feel like I don't see as much as I'd expect, but definitely a pretty good um deck, and I feel like Terra Orb's good there. As I said, I don't play Raging Bolt like at all. But
right.
yeah, definitely something there.
Yeah, I mean it worked for like a Terra, like a evolution box, which one could still play, I suppose. I don't think it's going to go well for you, but you could play that. Um, I think Terra, but like if you're playing like an evolution box or Raging Bolt, Ogre Pond, then I think Terra Orb does have more value than Mega Signal, right? Because Mega Signal it's only an evolution Pokemon.
Uh,
Well, no, there are basics
yeah,
as
yeah.
well, but you don't need that many Mega Evolutions in play, right? There's decks that can have a bunch of Terras in play, right? More Terras than Megas. So therefore, the Ultra Ball I think replaces the Mega Signal, but there's some decks that need that extra Pokemon search for the Terra Orb comes into value. So I think the Mega Signal is pretty poor. It's like a C or D tier, I would think, and I would put Terra Orb maybe at I think it's C tier. Terra Orb.
Okay, so where do you rank these exactly?
Terra Orb is it like top of C tier it's a little tricky with that one.
Okay, I'm fine with that. And then what? The Mega Signal bottom of C tier is what you do?
Yeah, and I think bottom, but yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
you're
feel
fine with
like
that?
yeah, that feels okay. Ultimately, I feel like, I mean, I personally think they're similar, but yeah, I guess like with Terra Orb, that's gonna be more of like a setup card than or like you know just getting more things than Mega Signal there. Maybe as Mega Signal or as the Megas kind of develop, we'll see more from was it more from that card. I mean, you know,
Right.
you're looking at Mega Kangaskhan as this like legitimate setup card, which the other ones aren't. Yeah, but
Yep.
the other Megas aren't. But yeah, and then what do we got? I guess the next one I have here is Love Ball. Love Ball's really funny. This card is played in I don't know, like Singleton. Yeah, Singleton standard. It's not very good.
Okay.
You search for Pokemon the same name as one of your Pokemon opponent's Pokemon in play. This card is
Oh, it's
bad.
bad. Yeah,
It's
I mean, I guess yeah, you'd singleton standard. You have very few choices for Pokemon search. So I guess you'd play it then, but right, your opponent has to have that Pokemon in play that you want to that you want to be searching for. So there's enough diversity. You can't you can't do it. I would say right. Even like with Dragapult being a very good deck or something or Badoo, you just basically you just don't play Love Ball, right? That's
yeah.
this is the one. This is the one that I think is competing for F tier, right? I would think.
I think there's one that's worse than Love Ball. I mean, when I you know you see like Lotus EX, Meowth EX, a handful of cards that
Yeah,
are played in a lot
Pheasantipity.
of yeah Pheasantipede. There are definitely some cards that are played in a lot of decks. So I feel like
All right. Well, it can't be above D tier though, can it?
Yeah, I
Because
mean
have
it
you
is
ever
the worst card we've seen.
and have you ever seen anyone play it? I don't
I
know that
have
I have.
played it. I have played this card in standard. I think
Okay.
I've actually played this card. It's not good, but it's better than you'd expect. I mean, it's really fun. It's a really fun card. But it's like it's only cool when it like does something, and it I guess maybe I guess it's F tier. It's pretty rad.
Well, I guess is it better than Luminous City?
I think Luminous City is kind of cool. Like we can both see a world where
Okay.
Luminous City sees play, right?
Yeah. So, do you want it bottom of D tier or you want it F tier? I'll let you
I think
you
we should put
choose.
it F tier. I want I like it. It's a fun card, but it's real bad.
Yeah, yeah. It would be nice if if it was playable. Although maybe it wouldn't be nice because that means we'd have a very narrow meta, probably, right?
Yeah.
To where it would be valuable, isn't very enjoyable.
Yeah. Anyways, so then speaking of bad Pokemon search cards, we have Pokeball. Pokeball, it's called Pokeball. It is the Pokemon ball search card, except it only does it half the time because you need to flip heads. So it's pretty bad, obviously. Yep.
Well, except half the time it's the best card here, right? That's the
Yeah, but
funny
it's
thing,
not
right?
that much better than the others, like Ultra Ball, right? Like,
Well, it's an Ultra Ball, right?
yeah,
Is
you don't
what
need
it
to
gives
discard
you,
and it's an Ultra.
right? If you had um like three of these in your hand versus one Ultra Ball, you know you're kind of equal, maybe for things, is what
Yeah,
I'd say.
yeah, it could be better. But I'd rather have the Ultra.
No,
Um,
yeah, I know. Again, you can't play it really, and there's nothing we can do to adjust the coin flip with it. So, there's nothing that benefits in the game flipping tails. I don't think, right? At times there've been cards like that that would give you. So it's bad. Is this one F tier? Is that what you're thinking,
um,
or is it better than that?
I think it's a little better than Love Ball.
Okay,
I think it's good, but
right. I
yeah,
mean, it's just potentially it's very good, right? Um,
yeah. Oh, this plus I'll play in there was the Yamper search for it or whatever. Um,
okay.
or they've recovered it, and then I just stopped playing that. I think you still playing Mad Party, right?
I don't think I played in Mad Party. Did
I
see
played
tournament play in
Lugia.
Lugia Archeops because they needed Pokemon Search, and honestly, I'm a bit surprised they never saw play in Mew VMAX because any item that you could get rid of was like gold in that deck somehow, right? Well, no, it was right. It was like, oh, it's an item I can get rid of it to thin my deck for my Genesect, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't quite go that far, but yeah, definitely a card. I guess you got Steed here. But then we have the next card here, which is Team
So wait, so
Rocket's.
where'd you put Pokeball?
Oh, I put it in bottom of D. I put it below Lumious.
Bottom of D. Okay, bottom of D. Okay, all right, go
Uh,
ahead.
then we have Team Rocket's Great Ball. This one says, flip a coin. If heads, search for an evolution Team Rocket's Pokemon. Reveal it, put in your hands. If tails, search for a basic Team Rocket's Pokemon. Reveal it, put into your hand. Um, I think this card is the worst card on this list. This card's so bad. Um,
Uh,
because
I
it's
mean, the
like
Team Rockets. Yeah,
it's
go
like
ahead.
Pokeball. Because like half the time it doesn't get what you want. I guess it gets something. But
Right. I mean, it always gets you something, so that's the plus side. But you don't know whether it's a evolution or a basic. But also, and it's also limited to Team Rockets, which hurts it, right? I mean, Team Rockets is a nice package. Um, but we have had some supporters, right? That was like a coin flip that got you one or the other, right? Was there something like that
um,
that was played in Lugia?
there's Hyper Aroma, the item, which is like this, except any type of Pokemon. And Hyper Aroma was like not that good. It
No.
was objectively better. Well, technically not, but essentially objectively better than Pokeball. Um, that's like that's not saying very much.
Right. It didn't see a lot of play, but that was but that was much better than Team Rocket's Great Ball, right? Because it was any type of Pokemon, not just a Team Rockets.
Yeah,
So is it the worst card here? I guess that's what you're arguing. You think it's F tier.
yeah. I think
Um,
it's real bad.
I guess so. Yeah, that's fine. How come I don't see it on my tier list though? Did I do something with it? Oh, I drag it out. Okay, never mind. All right.
Yeah. And then we got the last item here, which is Hop's Bag. This searches for two basic Hops Pokemon, puts them onto your bench. This card I have not um I've not I mean, we play with hops some, but hops is kind of weird. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's fine. It's kind of good. With
Yeah, I
hops,
mean,
which is not that good.
I haven't played much hops, right? I played a little bit of hops when it first came out, but that's about it. Obviously, if you're playing a hops deck, it's a very good card, right? In a hops deck, so it's good in that situation. Of course, those decks aren't that good, um, but those decks aren't, they're not the worst things ever. So, I mean, it's probably D tier, is what I'm thinking, because it is good in a hops deck, right? If you're playing a hops deck, you're playing this card, right?
I think they don't all play this card. Or there are some decks that play. There's like hops Frostlass stuff. I don't know
Okay.
if that plays this. But I don't really know exactly how people are playing hops. Well, people aren't playing hops that much, right? Let's be honest. So
No.
yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with D tier. I put it at the top of D tier.
Okay. I mean, you don't think it's C tier, right?
No, no, it's not very good. Uh, yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's not good because hops isn't that good, right? I mean, if it was search for any two dragon Pokemon, it would,
Well, but it's
it
also
would be like
basics. Um,
that's true. If it was two basics of something that was good, if it was two basic Team Rockets Pokemon, when Team Rockets isn't bad, right?
yeah, I'd
Better
say
than
that
better
that'd
than
be pretty
hops.
decent. I definitely say Spike with Jib is better than Hop's Bag. Ignoring the fact that Marnie's is better than Hops, which it is.
Okay. All right, but it's top of D tier, right? Is where we're
Yeah.
putting.
I mean, it's
Okay.
okay. It's not that good.
Yeah. All right. So now we're down to supporters here, right? So where do you want to what do you want to go with here?
Um, so let's go with, I guess, Perrin. I've not played Perrin. Have I played Perrin? Surely I haven't played Perrin. Maybe in like Singleton. But what it does is, if you're familiar with Pokemon communication, it's double Pokemon communication. You search for, you reveal up to two Pokemon from your hand, then put up to two Pokemon into your deck. Or sorry,
Right.
you reveal them, you put them into your deck, then you search for two others. Um, it's weird. Uh, it is a double Pokemon search, but again, only if you have two Pokemon in your hand already, which aren't the ones you want. So it's weird. It's not very good. It's like kind of cool. I don't know. It's pretty bad. It also does put them into your deck if you want to do that for whatever reason. But um,
Right.
yeah, it's not very good. It's not
I don't.
horrendous, but it's not very good.
Right. But you can, I think, recover get the cards you put back in, right? I
Yeah. Oh,
don't
and
know
you
that
can
you
just like
can
leave
use
them
it.
there too. I think. Yeah.
Are you allowed to thin your hand? Is what I'm wondering. But
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
okay, because there's two Pokemon there because you just put them in. For
Yeah, but
instance,
who
is my
knows if they're
point.
there? Um, I mean, I think that's what you can do.
Yeah, I'm not sure the ruling of that, but even if it could thin your hand or not, it's not. Look, Pokemon Communication was a reasonable card, right? It
Yeah.
wasn't
We
the
both really
best
liked
card.
it though. I think we're
Yeah,
definitely
no.
biased towards like.
Well, but it's that's at least it's like a C tier card probably if it was around to right now,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
I
I'd say
would
it's
think.
definitely the fourth best item Pokemon search. Wait, what do we currently have as the fourth best item Pokemon search? Ignoring fighting, it's Pokeball, I guess. It's the non-A spec universal
Oh,
one.
yeah,
So,
so it falls off a
or I
lot
guess
after
Lumio
the
City. That's an item. That's just the functions kind of similar.
yeah, but it's using and it get potentially double Pokemon communication, which is good, but it uses your supporter, and yes, you need Pokemon in your hand to get to use it. So, and if you have a Pokemon search item, if you don't have a Pokemon, then you have to have an item to search because you can't use a supporter again on the turn. In which case, you probably just get the cards you want with it. So it's very limited. Um, I think it could have value though. I'm almost tempted to put it like bottom of C tier, but it's probably somewhere D tier though, right?
Um, yeah, it's probably. I'm fine bottom of C tier. I don't hate that. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So, well, why don't we talk about Salvatore next?
Okay, yeah. Salvatore is cool. This is another fast evolution one. You search for Pokemon that evolves from a stage. Is it any stage? Yeah. So you search for an evolution, evolves from a Pokemon to play that doesn't have an ability, then you immediately put it
Right.
onto it. Um, yeah, it's card here. It's definitely it can lead to some crazy, legitimately crazy stuff. Turn one, but also
Yeah.
it's generally not like it's just a little clunky. I'd say it's all right. I'd say it's probably C2.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Lugia starter deck they gave us. I think it plays Salvatore if I remember correctly, because so potentially you could attack with Lugia turn one and
No,
really
but
get
it can't
going.
get Lugia because it
Oh,
has an ability.
okay, okay. Um, Search for a card that has no abilities. Um, no, Lugia.
Yeah, that's the new
I
stuff.
mean,
We think you have the wrong deck.
I'm sorry. Lucario, Mega
Ah,
Lucario. Yeah,
Lucario.
sorry.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the one. That's what I meant to say, which doesn't have an ability. So,
yeah,
and potentially you could really get going, but it probably doesn't come together for you. Although since we have the Meowth EX, you could pull it off, but
yeah,
it's not getting used a lot, right? It's fun, is what I'll say, but it's not very good. That is where it
yeah,
is. So
yeah. High
with
peak
it,
though. High peak.
yes, but it's like a C tier card? You think?
Um, yeah, I'd say probably C. I'd put it between Hilda or no, I'd probably put it. I'll just put it. I'd probably just put it right above Perrin. Maybe I don't know. Somewhere low mid.
Okay, you want to put it, okay, just above Perrin then?
Yeah, no, let's put it above Mega Signal, I guess.
Yeah, I can see a world where it has more value than Mega Signal. But these are all cards that aren't seeing a ton of play anyway. But Salvatore, it's a fun card, is what I'd say.
Yeah. Then we got Team Rocket's Proton. This one's pretty good. Search for up to three basic Team Rocket's Pokemon. Reveal and put them into your hand. Doesn't even put them onto your bench, which is good. So
Yeah,
yeah, overall, it's not loading for whatever reason, but yeah, definitely. Wait, you can hear me, right?
I hear you. Yes, yeah, I hear
Okay.
you fine. So,
I didn't like crash or something. Limitless is not
oh,
crappy
it's
right
being
now, I guess.
slow.
But yeah, I'd say that Proton is pretty good. It's probably, I mean, it's not like amazing. It's pretty good in Team Rocket's turn one because you can search it. It's very good. You
Right.
can play it turn one going first. Obviously, I don't know if I said that. You can do that.
No, you
That's
didn't,
important.
but yeah,
And yeah, ultimately, just it's a card that pretty good.
yeah,
I don't have too much to say
and
about
we
it.
have the item card, which I'm blanking on, that lets you search for any
Yeah,
Team
yeah,
Rockets
Trend Secret.
card. Yeah. So you can get it going. You go first. You get your basics in play. Let you support a turn one going first. So it's good. It's a good card. Obviously, it's limited to the team, the about quality of the Team Rockets package. The sub trainer package is good. The Pokemon side is a little weak. So but I think this is solid, is what I'd say. Right? It's C tier again? I'm thinking,
Um,
or what do
yeah,
you
I'm
think?
fine. I'm fine with C. Like, I'd probably put it at the top of C tier. Maybe below Terra Orb and Hilda. I don't know. It's just all right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's up to B tier. I don't think, just because limitations. But you want to put it above? You want to put it top of C tier? It's like right around Terror Orb level, I would say.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that. Then
Okay,
we got two ones here. We have Ethan's Adventure, searching for three in a combination of basic fire energy and Ethan's Pokemon. This card is I don't know. I mean it's fine. I
it
mean within
it's
Ethan's, it's important for Ethan's or with
right.
important for Ethan's evolution. Its power level isn't super high, and yeah,
I mean, it lets you get an energy, which is something that the Team Rockets one didn't do. So it's got that benefit over say the Team Rockets that was searching for three as well. And this is evolutions, not just basics, so that's good as well. But Ethan's isn't great, so I mean, is it C? I'm thinking it's C or D tier myself.
yeah, I'd probably put it in let's see. I'd put it in. Wait, where do we? Oh, Proton's supposed to be in here. Yeah, yeah. I put it in D tier. So
Okay,
yeah, I'd say it's probably in. I guess I put it above Perrin. Um,
okay,
somewhere. Actually, it's probably worse than Hop's Bag, isn't it? Well, but you need it for it. Like the Ethan stack has to play this, or Ethan's evolution has to play this. So yeah, I'm fine putting it in in right above Perrin
above.
there.
Okay, so low C tier above Perrin.
Then we got everyone's favorite card, Larry's Scale. Larry's Scale, have you played this card?
I have everybody's favorite trainer, right,
Yeah,
Larry?
yeah.
So
What it does is you discard your hand, then you search for a Pokemon, a supporter, and a basic energy, which is a weird batch of cards here. Um, because generally supporters that search
yeah,
for supporters, like that's not really what you want to be doing with your supporter. I've definitely seen my fair share of petrels for like lilies and stuff, but that's not very good. It's you got to do it if you got to do it, I guess. But ultimately, yeah, definitely a card.
yeah,
It's fun. I played it. I've seen people playing it. It's not super good, but it is fun.
yeah. I mean, you discard a card. You can
So you
search
discard your
for a
hand.
Oh, discard your hand. Yeah, that's not good. You do get any Pokemon you want, so that's good. You have a supporter that you can't play that turn, and you get a basic energy, which is fine, but I mean, it's a basic energy that it's not that exciting. So it's a pretty bad supporter, right? So, but it's not F tier, right? I think it's a solid D tier card.
Yeah, I'd probably put it above Hyper Aroma. I mean, I played it. It's like kind of cool.
Hmm.
Losing your hand is bad. It's played in mostly Mega Vamos now, where I've seen it apparently in Marnie's. I mean, it's like secret box, but it's like bad secret box, right? Um,
Y- Yeah.
yeah. So I'd say between Hop's Bag and Hyper Aroma there.
Okay.
Um, yeah. Ultimately, this list of cards here is kind of weird, right? Like let's be
Y-
honest. It's
Yeah, I mean, we have these three items that are S tier, which are really good. We have this one A tier item that is very good, but that's very thin. And then it jumps. Then we have a bunch of B, C, D tier cards, which is a lot of supporters is really the big thing then, because then the items fall off really hard after those top couple of items, right? So it's a very funny, it's an odd list. So we have a lot of cards that do get us Pokemon, but it's a really odd assortment, and I'm very deck specific for a lot of these choices, is what I'd say.
Yeah, definitely strange there. Definitely, I think an interesting list to make here. But tell us in the comment section what your thoughts are. If this went how you expect, if you'd rank them differently as well. But as I said, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section on YouTube. And also make sure you like and subscribe and check out both our channels, 10 Types and Uncommon Fossil. We have different types of content there and some different stuff there for you to check out. But we hope you all enjoyed. Then make sure you like and subscribe and check us out. And as always, Rick said, see you in the next episode.
Take care.